Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look in the Open Master League again. We're going to take a look at Fire Fang Zacian. This Pokemon might be able now to beat its hardest counters, which are usually Steel-type Pokemon. And so today we're going to have a team here with the Rhyperior and Tapu Bulu core, which I always like quite a bit. But yeah, today we're going to take a look at also, of course, the Fire Fang variant of the Zacian. And this Pokemon is going to be very, very interesting because this Pokemon is going to have now the option to also just trick the opponent. It's just hopefully going to be able to get out those steel types, going to be able to trap them, farm them down, and see how it's gonna go from there. Because we have our lead that's going to be good against steel type, and we have our Pokemon in the back that cannot hit steel types whatsoever. And this is our main idea behind it. We want to try to get out those steel types with our Zacian. Here we're going to be able to catch a Grassland, which is kind of cool against the opponent's Morales. They're going to overfarm by quite a bit and swap out now into the Landorus. We still do way more fast move pressure now with our Zacian as well. It does way more damage than compared to like Quick Attack. And we see it here already. The opponent's Landorus is just getting shred down completely by our Fire Fang, which is going to be lovely. In comes Sansia Storm. It doesn't even knock us out, and so we can align ourselves, which is even better. Palkia is now up against our Tapu Bulu. We have some energy still stored on our Pokemon or other Pokemon there. But we know here, of course, that the opponent is going to still have a Fly stored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the risky play and swap out here the opponent swapped at the same time into the Morales, which allows us to get the KO against them, which is perfect because now we're going to have Palkia up against Rhyperior, which has access to Breaking Swipe, and our last Pokemon, the Tapu Bulu, which has access to Nature's Madness, which are both going to be super effective hits here against the opponent, and we're also going to be able to resist everything on our last Pokemon, and so the opponent decides to forfeit. Amazing lead for us, and we see here the swap out into the Zarude, and I tried out, of course, here now the Fire Fang, and this was a ginormous mistake. Absolutely brain dead here from me, because I have, of course, in the back the Tapu Bulu, which is a complete hard counter to Zarude, having super effective hits while resisting everything from the opponent, so why did I do this? I have no idea. And we're gonna see later on as well on how much of a mistake this is going to be. But yeah, again here, Fire Fang is actually not doing that much damage. It is not a stab move, and this is something that you can see quite often with the Zacian. And it's definitely something that I have to say as well for this Pokemon. You do see that it is not as strong as, for example, I don't know, like Ice Fang on an Everluck where you have stab on it. The stab missing is definitely very, very much impactful. We're going to see here the opponent still with their hoe. We're going to try our best here with the Breaking Swipe spam. Should hopefully be enough to knock them out. They're very likely going to let the move go through. They decide to use a shield, and so we can go for another Breaking Swipe. This looks very interesting. But this also means they're weak to our Rhyperior in the back, which means also that we should most likely use a shield here. And I make a bit of a mistake here as well again. I didn't play everything perfectly. I was watching football on the side, but as we will see here as well, I go for the Rock Wrecker. I should have not done this. I am debuffed at this point. I should have stopped out here because I'm not only clearing my own debuff, but I'm also going to debuff the opponent here with Nature's Madness. So I would have most likely done double the amount of damage with my Rhyperior if I just, used the swap out here. But the opponent is going to be prepared anyway because they have Iron Head. This completely changes everything because now they can store back-to-back Iron Heads against me, which allows them to just knock me out straight away. So there was nothing I could have done to win this battle after I swapped out my Zacian into the opponent's Zarude. So yeah, that was a mistake to go into my Zacian there. Fire Fang, while super effective, didn't really work out that much there. And as you'll see here, we're going to have now Breaking Swipe against our own Rhyperior from the opponent's Rhyperior. We don't have a great Rhyperior here for the Master League. I would need to build a better one again, but I don't have the XL candy, and I kind of wanted to still, keep this one. This one I already had built a level 40 and was a lucky version, so I'm kind of okay with that. But I was able to store now, I think a Rock Wrecker actually, on my Rhyperior for later on, and they swap out into their own Zacian. I can go for a Play Rough. That's gonna mostly force the shield because I do quite a lot of fast move pressure. And so yeah, the opponent decides to use a shield here. I make again a bit of a mistake. Like that's the thing as well. I don't really play perfectly recently. We have here the Wild Charge coming in, and yeah, I decide to use a shield here. But then I decide to overfarm by a bit too much, which now allows the opponent to still get to another move. I didn't think that they would get to a move that fast. I'm honest, like did not expect this one at all. But yeah, at this point, I'm not going to go 2 shields down. They're going to have these Xerneas in the back, and I'm actually in totally a fine spot here. Like, it's going to be very likely an easy victory for us. Why? Because the opponent is not going to be able to outspeed us. We're going to outspeed them. And we still have a Rock Wrecker stored. So, as soon as they're going to use a shield, they're still switch locked at this point. We are not switch locked. We're going to be fine. As soon as they use a shield here, and they have to use a shield at this point. And so, yeah, we can just swap out, Rock Wrecker, and we win. Like, there's not anything that the opponent can do anymore here. That's going to knock them out. We're going to have in the back here the Rhyperior, which is going to go down as well. And then we're going to have the Zacian, which doesn't have enough firepower to knock us out here, no matter what they want to do. And we can move on to the next opponent. I have to say, the amount of Landorus that I saw now is ridiculous. I do understand why people are building this Pokemon, because it's ridiculously overpowered currently, thanks to the Fairy Wind buff recently as well. But yeah, having access to Flying Grass now is just perfect coverage against the current meta, like literally perfection. But yeah, anyway, we're going to see here Landorus getting the attack drop. And we're going to play out the 2-shield scenario, because we can usually just bait. The opponent usually just decides to go for the shields anyway, because they know they're still going to win the matchup. They know they're still going to win the matchup. There's no way of us winning this matchup here. There's literally no way. But what we can do is we can catch a move onto our Zacian, and this is going to be our best way of playing this one. We're going to get the Grass Mountain to ourselves. It's kind of deja vu of what we had before. But let's hop on to the Rhyperior, and that's the thing as well. I have to say that I encountered not a lot of Pokemon where Fire Fang was really good for me. Like, this is just not really the way to go with Fire Fang. You want to have a Pokemon, of course, that's going to be more weak to it. But the main Pokemon that I got out with my Zacian was Rhyperior, where Fire Fang was the worst possible move that you could have. And so, yeah, that is going to be definitely a bit of a problem. We can still try our best here. We catch, again, a fly onto our, Rock-type Pokemon here, which is great, because now we can go for the Rock Wrecker, and the Landorus is gone. So, like, that's going to be okay for us. So we still have a chance of winning this battle here, especially with Kyogre in the back, and us having still a Grass-type Pokemon here in the back with a lot of energy. So yeah, you're going to be fine here for this battle. They cannot get to a Blizzard in time. But still, it's a bit unfortunate to see on how Fire Fang Zacian is not really putting in the work so far. Anyway, let's move on to the next opponent. We're going to have the Mewtwo against us. This is going to be interesting. We're going to try our best here. Again, we're going to try to go ahead and go for a shield. Let's see. I'm going to go for a shield here now. Or not. It's going to be an Ice Beam. And the opponent is going to have now a nice advantage. We're going to go into our Tapu Bulu. I should have been able to get the fast move through here, but I don't. This is a big issue currently. I just never really be able to. Oh, never mind. Actually, I shouldn't really give out there. I think this was normal, because I don't think I stopped out straight away after the charge move. I think I kept my energy. So don't get me wrong there. That was actually a mistake. I should have not been able to get the fast move through. Everything is fine here from the game. But I can go for another Grass Knot here against the opponent and force either another shield or the KO, and both of which I'm going to be fine. We take the KO, which also means we're going to have alignment now, which is going to be cool. And I go ahead and go, of course, into my Zacian, trying to get rid of the... Never mind. Why did I do this? It doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make any sense at all. I go for the Breaking Swipe, though. I go for another one here. This doesn't make sense either. Please use a shield. This is the only way of us winning this battle. They don't use a shield. If we had Quick Attack, we could have farmed them down here. We don't have Quick Attack. We have Fire Fang. So, again, like you see, always honest gameplay here in my videos and my honest opinion on something. I am disappointed at Fire Fang. I am absolutely disappointed at Fire Fang. I feel like the meta doesn't really have enough steel types to really use this move. Because if you think about it, fire, what is good against steel, ice, and grass, and bug? How many ice, grass, and bug type Pokemon are currently running around in the Open Master League? Basically 0. So you only hit steel types, and there's only really one steel type that you can hit, which is going to be Necrozma. And that is just not it. So yeah, I cannot say anything really positive about this Pokemon. I don't think it's a great move to have. And that's my honest opinion on Fire Fang Zacian. We're still going to have some fun here. We're mostly going to be able to also catch some people off guard with it. But it is just not good. And I kind of want to take a look at Zamazenta, but I'm missing some Exalkin. I might still go ahead and try to review it, because I have a build basically to the level 48 or something now at this point. But yeah, as you're going to see here, we're going to try our best. We're still going to go ahead and go for a Breaking Swipe against the opponent's Dialga. That's going to be at least better. Yeah, look here, better than Quick Attack. It's going to be fine. We're going to be able to go ahead and do some solid damage, and we're going to CMP time. And I don't like CMP ties, but it is what it is. Iron Head is coming through. We're going to still be able to at least take this hit, because the opponent was debuffed. But as you will see here, playoff coming through. We're going to try our best. We're going to go for the full farm down. And yeah, we have now the Ho-Oh coming in. We're going to go for a Wild Charge here. This is going to allow us to get the KO, actually. That's going to be great. And they're going to have in the back the Necrozma. I sadly stayed in for a little bit too long there. Like, I went for one fast move against the opponent. I should have just swapped out straight away to try to debuff them immediately. But it is what it is. We're gonna see here straight away me going for another charge move. It's going to be that Nature's Madness. We're gonna get the drop onto their defense, and the opponent makes a huge mistake here, by the way, because what they're gonna do next is kinda ridiculous, because they decide to go ahead and let the move go through again. What this means is we're gonna be able to just go ahead and, yeah, go for the full farm down with the rest of my team. I'm going to have a mud step still stored for like mud step that I can still go for here with my Rhyperior, and then I can swap out, Fire Fang them down, knock them out, and win the battle. So yeah, next battle here we're going to have Landorus against us. Landorus is going to be a Pokemon that is going to be a bit tricky for our lead, and so we swap out and do some nice damage with Fire Fang. As they're going to try to debuff ourselves, we're going to try to get to the Play Rough in time, which we can, but they swap out into the Zacian. I still would have went for the Play Rough here, so like there's not really a crazy catch from the opponent or anything like this here. That didn't really work out for them. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of mainly what I want to say with that. They're going to go for a Wild Charge here. Kind of unfortunate again. We should have wanted to go for another one there as well, but we're gonna try to our best to go for the full farm down. Hopefully they are not running close combat as well. It is actually quite rare currently that you see people running close combat as well as Wild Charge. You rather see like Play Rough because of all of the Fairy type Pokemon currently running. The Fairy type there, all the Dragon type Pokemon running around, of course. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate here. We're going to see again the opponent going for a Sand Seer Storm. We have the Necrozma coming in. We're going to try to do our best to go for the Nature's Madness here. We're going to have the defense drop onto the opponent, which is kind of cool, but we have to still be a bit careful. Let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to have here the Noongas Beam coming through as well. We're going to try our best again with another Nature's Madness. This is going to allow us to get the opponent very low here, and we try to go for the full farm now, which does actually work out for us, so that is going to be great, I have to say. We have the Breaking Side coming through. This is gonna hopefully drop the opponent's attack. It doesn't, and this attack drop would have been absolutely necessary for us to have any chance of doing anything here, because now Stone is just sadly going to knock us out, so it was a 50% chance of winning the battle, and we also got denied at the end, which doesn't matter then, but it's kind of annoying to see like sometimes the fast move's not going through. Next opponent, we're going to have here another Rhyperior. Breaking Swipe, it always depends here for the mirror matchup, basically, who gets the Breaking Swipe debuff first. And as you're going to see here, we're going to go for another Breaking Swipe. The opponent is going to decide to go ahead and yeah, just let those moves go through. We're going to be able to go for another charge move here, and the opponent actually can still knock us out here. Maybe it is better to just go ahead and go for one extra fast move first before. I think this is actually a very smart decision. I maybe just need to play a little bit more Master League in order to know those matchups, because yeah, the opponent definitely plays us here very, very well. We're going to try our best still, but as you will see here, we're going to be able to go for another Wild Charge against the opponent. This is going to look kind of fine because we have two good ends for it, and they're going to have Yveltal in the back. Yveltal is perfect for us, because Yveltal is going to allow us now to just go for super effective hits the entire time and drop the opponent's defense, but we have to be a bit mindful because they still have, of course, access to some super effective coverage in the Oblivion Wing. Oblivion Wing is coming through. We can still go for another Nature's Madness. This is looking still fine, I feel like. Let's see what the opponent's gonna go for. They're gonna use a shield. That is totally okay. And in comes another charge move. We're gonna use our shield. It is going to be the Oblivion Wing again. And let's see. Also, of course, in the back is going to be the Primarina. They're gonna be able to very likely knock us out here, but I feel like Tapu Bulu should be in a prime position to win us this battle. Let's find out here. We're not gonna be able to go for the Wild Charge, but Grass Knot is coming through next. This is going to be enough to knock them out here for sure, I would say. It is, and as we will see here, the opponent is only going to have the Yveltal in the back, and we're still going to be able to reach our move in time. Good game there, and we can move on now to the final battle of today's video. So let's see what they're going to have here. We're going to have the Zacian against us in the lead. That is not going to be ideal, but let's see on how we can play around with it. We can go for a Rock Wrecker straight away, doing a ton of damage to them, and we can even catch the move, which I think we should have not been able to do, but luckily the opponent just lagged for a turn there as well, which happens usually to me. And so we're going to get out the opponent's Ho-Oh, which is also great for me, because now I can go for a Wild Charge and kind of weaken them a little bit. This might put them even into range where I can go ahead and go for the farm down or even Breaking Swipe or something later on instead of going for the hard hitting move there. This is going to be very, very beneficial for us. We're going to see here already, we do a ton of damage against the opponent, and maybe you can even go for the full farm down. That would be kind of great here if the farm down would be enough to knock out the opponent. Let's find out. It is going to not happen yet, but we're going to see the Brave coming through, and now we can go for the full farm down. We have some energy stored. In comes Lostheart coming in next. is going to be the Zacian again, and we're gonna try our best to go for a breaking step on the CMP tie. That's so unfortunate. We should have been a bit more careful here. Close combat is coming through, and now the opponent is in a prime position because I had to go for the charge move now because it was a CMP tie. Very unfortunate, but they have a Zygarde in the back, and guess what? Our Pokemon in the back is going to be the hardest possible answer to Zygarde, and so that is absolutely perfect. We're going to be able to let the move go through here. I want to get a debuff there, but Bolus is going to come through, and as soon as I see basically the final Pokemon here, they decide to forfeit. Rightfully so, because this is going to be it for this video as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.